You need to have a skill set. You need to know how to fight. As a police officer, I don't care what the discipline is. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, karate, boxing, kickboxing, Taibo, it doesn't matter. You need to know how to fight. That fighting is an unfortunate part of our job, but it is a part of our job. At some point in time, you're going to have to fight someone, and you need to know how to do it. I teach this to every police academy cadet class that I speak to. It's the number one thing I talk about when I say this is how you can be the best police officer ever. Being physically fit. Exercise will help you regulate your stress levels in life. But also the second part of that is this. You need to have a skill set. A physical skill set. And what I mean is either boxing, kickboxing, karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, something that will help you on the streets other than is what is on your belt. I want to take a look at a video from my hometown, Youngstown, Ohio, where a police officer has an interaction with an individual, and it would have been to the police officer's benefit to have a skill set. Let's go. I'll spare you the details, but in this video, a young man comes to the Youngstown City Police Department, and he's asking to speak to the chief of police. Now, like any other police department, you just can't walk in and demand to speak to the head of a police department. The officer at the desk tells him he needs to make an appointment, which is what you should do. But the young man doesn't take no for an answer. As we see from the video, and I've sped it up to get to the important part of it, the police officer meets this young man at the door, because the young man's not taking no for an answer. Well, while they're at the door, a conversation ensues, and it starts to get heated. And in the blink of an eye, this police officer is in a fight. He's in a fight. And within seconds, this young man has this police officer down on the ground. And as you can see from the video, he's on top of him. At this point, this young man can do whatever he wants to this police officer. Nobody's coming, nobody's around, because nobody knows this is happening. The young man allows the police officer to get back up, and then he puts the police officer back on the ground, this time putting him in a chokehold. We can see in the video the police officer does what you do when you don't have a skill set and you're in a fight. He pulls out his gun. And I teach new police cadets, listen, you got two options when you're going to pull your gun out. Either you're going to use it or you're going to get it taken from you. Because if you're not going to use it, there's no point in pulling it out. And as we see from the video, the police officer pulls his firearm, but he doesn't use it. Why? Because this isn't a situation where you need to be using a firearm. It should have never come out. But when you don't have a skill set, this is what you do. This is how you respond. This is how you react as a police officer. OMG, I'm in a fight. Let me pull my gun out to unlevel the playing field, to give me an advantage. But pulling your gun out is not always the right thing to do. In fact, in this situation, it wasn't the right thing to do because this young man was unarmed. Now imagine the backlash from the media if something worse had happened in this situation. The police officer would have been more than justified, but another young black man unalived by a police officer with a firearm, a white police officer to be exact, and then we have a whole media storm in my hometown. It is until other police officers get there to assist this police officer in subduing this individual does this thing end. To put a bow on this thing, I want you to remember something as a police officer. It's never a bad idea to know how to fight. You may never have to fight, but what fighting teaches you is how to control people physically without having to pull your firearm. If this video was helpful for you, click the like, follow, and subscribe, and the notifications button so that every time we post a new video here at the Hughes Initiative, you get notified. I'm RC. I'll see you next time.